Hi everyone, this is Pennsylvania attorney Evan Gutman here with video number 7 of my legal education series regarding my book, State Bar Admissions and the Bootlegger's Son, which is about the licensing process to become an attorney focusing on the good moral character requirement to obtain a law license. The full text of the book is on both of my websites, which are heavensadmissions.com and gutmanvaluations.com. Both websites also contain a supplement that I wrote to the book, as well as a fictional novel I wrote titled Heaven's Admissions Process. The fictional novel is a somewhat humorous and comical light novel that compares the criteria to be admitted into heaven with the criteria to obtain a law license on earth. So it's kind of a fun book. State Bar Admissions and the Bootlegger's Son, however, is a nonfiction, historically based book, which is all about the legal profession on earth. So here we go with video number 7. Each one of the videos, by the way, also has a PDF associated with it. You should be able to find the PDF in the posting where you're watching this video. If not, however, if you can't find the PDF there, the PDFs are on both my websites also, gutmanvaluations.com and heavensadmissions.com. So today I'm going to talk about what is known as State Bar Pleasantville. Now, what is Pleasantville? Pleasantville is based upon a movie I saw. The movie came out in 1998. It starred Reese Witherspoon as well as Tobey Maguire. It was actually one of Reese Witherspoon's earliest movies that helped her become a star. Tobey Maguire, as you may know, ultimately starred in Spider-Man. In the movie, which came out in 1998, Tobey Maguire and Reese Witherspoon play two teenage kids, and they are magically transported into a TV show from the 1950s, which is called Pleasantville. Pleasantville is a happy town. It's the perfect town. It's the perfect American family, mother, father, daughter, son, all living happy in a town where everybody gets along. Nobody gets mad at anybody. Everybody's always polite. Now, the way the movie works is that since it's a 1950s show, initially the movie starts out when they're transported, everything is in black and white. There's no colors. Everything's black and white, just like a TV show would be from the 1950s. And being from the 1990s, however, these two smart alecky teenage kids, Reese Witherspoon and Tobey Maguire, they are basically different than people in the 1950s. They have passions, they have emotions that are good sometimes, bad sometimes, smart alecky sometimes, funny sometimes, angry sometimes. And as these two teenage kids become exposed to the other people in the town, they help the people in the town discover their passions. And as the people in the town being exposed to these two teenagers from the 90s develop their passions and emotions, all of a sudden the town is then not in black and white anymore. The people develop skin tones. Flowers start to develop colors. Automobiles become in color. And things are changing in the town. A lot of people like the changes, but there's some people in the town who really don't like the changes. They want it to be back to the way it was. They don't want the changes to occur. They don't like the emotions, the colors, the passions, the opinions. And they start to view these changes and start to view the teenagers, Reese Witherspoon and Tobey Maguire, as a social threat to their, quote, pleasant town, their, quote, civil town, their town where everyone was previously always nice, but now people are sometimes saying things that aren't quite nice. And it becomes evident as the people who don't want to see the changes occur that beneath the civility and niceness are deeply rooted feelings of hatred and ruthlessness. And ultimately, some violence does actually break out in the town, although it's well done in the movie. But it becomes evident that beneath the civility and niceness, when things aren't quite as nice and people have opinions, emotions, passions, that there are deeply rooted feelings of hatred and ruthlessness. The reason this is in my book is because Pleasantville, in many respects, is how the state bars operate. It's how the judiciary operates. If one goes into a court, in pretty much any case, if you read the court rules of conduct for attorneys, there is constantly stressed the need in court or functioning as an attorney outside of court with respect to reading the ethical rules of conduct and rules of professionalism. Attorneys and judges are constantly stressing the need for civility, respect, good moral character, professionalism, honesty. They want all the lawyers to get along with each other so that everything is nice and civil. However, whenever a lawyer starts to question the way they're proceeding or the legitimacy of a rule, those lawyers are quite often quickly, severely, ethically punished. Their favorite phrase for lawyers who question the profession and niceness of attorneys is that those lawyers engaged in, quote, conduct prejudicial to the administration of justice, unquote. A lot of ethical opinions where attorneys are disciplined for engaging in, quote, conduct prejudicial to the administration of justice. The same judges who insist on civility and professionalism, those same judges will not hesitate to deprive a litigant of their constitutional rights, thereby causing an innocent person to go to jail, or allowing a guilty person to go free, notwithstanding the pain and anguish caused to the victim. The focus of the attorneys and the judges in the courts in every case is not on victims' rights. It's not on defendants' rights. It's not on women's rights. It's not on men's rights. It's not on children's rights. Their focus in every case is on how a particular legal issue affects the state bar's power and economic interests and the economic interests of attorneys. Beneath these Puritan-like, inflexible state bar disingenuous labels of good moral character, civility, professionalism, and honesty is a deep hatred, coldness, and dispassionate concern for the quality of representation given to the litigants. Essentially, the concept is let the litigants lose their homes, children, freedom, and possessions as long as the cohesive unity and economic well-being of the legal profession is maintained. Thus, it is a state bar Pleasantville. That's right, a state bar Pleasantville, just like the movie. Hope you found today's presentation, conceitedly an opinionated presentation, interesting, and we'll see you tomorrow or within the next few days after. And remember, love right, don't fight. Bye, everybody.